What is going on, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there? This is Ryan, the PikaPikaPaPa, and today we're looking at some Sword and Shield cards, man, that I think have an awesome opportunity to go on a run here in the future. I think these are some awesome cards. I think that they've been under a lot of pressure recently, just like the whole Sword and Shield era, and I think that they've got an opportunity to break out on us. Now, you also know I'm a big believer we should spend 80% of our time on the why and only 20% of our time on the what. So every single month, I warehouse the top 20 single card prices for every single set in Sword and Shield that has a booster box, and I have been doing this for a very, very long time. And every single month, we look at how those top 20 single prices have changed month over month. For us, I feel like it's a great opportunity for us to keep a finger on the pulse of how things are moving in the market. We've identified different sets that are outperforming. We've identified different segments of cards. Like, I think it's a really cool tool in our tool belt here, and I think it gives us a bit of a leg up. But what I wanted to do in this video was look a little bit further back. So this graph right in front of you, this heat chart right in front of you, is the single card price movements from June of 2023 to January of 2024. And I said it's a heat map, right? And I do that whenever I'm trying to digest huge amounts of information like this. So the red, the darker the red, the bigger the loss. The lighter the green, the yellow, those are the less losses, right? Now, it comes out kind of how you would expect, right? So I have this little blue line separating those in the middle. Now, to the left, obviously, those are the newer sets from Sword and Shield, still working through their Pokemon pop and flop, so you see a lot of heavy losses there on the left. And then on the right of that, those are some of the weaker sets from the Sword and Shield era, right? Sword and Shield base set, Darkness Ablaze, Vivid Voltage, Rebel Clash has some strength at the top, but outside of that, a lot of big losses in Rebel Clash. Then these sets in the middle, that's where we're focusing on today, right? You see Brilliant Stars, Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign. Yes, I included Battle Styles in it, but when you look at this, that's where you see a lot of the green and yellow. Those are a lot of the cards from those sets have been able to weather the storm, the market volatility here, a little bit better than the others as of late. And so I'm specifically looking for cards in those eras and those sets that are undervalued, because I think that if they've been able to weather the market volatility, maybe they're still at 1 year lows, maybe they're at 6 month lows, that tells me that the market still views them very favorably. And I think that if they're low now, they have an opportunity to run and run and run in the future. So before we get into the list of cards, hey, if this kind of stuff gets you fired up, if you love data dives like this, hit that subscribe button. Questions or comments, drop them down below. And as always, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Those 3 small things go a long way in helping my channel out, and I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into the first one on the list, and this might surprise people, right? But hey, listen, the Zapdos from Chilling Reign, this alt art right here. Zapdos is constantly one of the most graded Pokemon in general, right? At PSA every single month, we do a grading card video every month, and we see the actual grading volume, and Zapdos is always one of the most graded Pokemon at PSA, so that means there's tons of collector interest in it. It is an alt art. I am a firm believer that alt arts are going to pop off at some point from Sword and Shield. I don't think they'll mimic what the tag team cards did, but I think alt arts are certainly poised for great growth. And the other thing I love about this card, it's in the $40 range, in the low 40s at 42. Look how flat it has been when the whole market has been under so much pressure. You see from July of 2023 all the way till now, it has basically remained flat. That means there's a lot of love. I think Chilling Reign is going to be an epic set. I think this card has a lot of upturn. And look, the graph on the left is the 1 year, the graph on the right is 3 month. We're already starting to see it pick up a little bit. Is that trend going to continue? I don't know, but what I do know is I feel very, very safe that this card is very strongly supported at the $40 price point. I love the fact that Zapdos is such a freaking popular Pokemon, and I'm excited to see what this card can do in the long run. So that's why I jumped off with this alt art from Chilling Reign, Zapdos for the freaking win right here. Now, the very next one right here, you know how much I love Fusion Strike. Really, I love that Gengar alt art in there, but there's a couple cards in Fusion Strike that are on this list that I think are absolutely flying under the radar right now, and this is the first one, right? Like this alt art secret rare of the Mew VMAX right here. Again, another Pokemon who is just always one of the absolute most graded ones. Another one that is at a 1 year low, was absolutely getting bummed, but another one that and the whole market was disintegrating really from September till now. It has remained flat. It has a very, very strong support line there at the $60 range. It's currently at $64 right now. I don't think there's a lot of risk. I certainly don't see it dropping below the $60 mark. Like I said, it sees lots of support there. I think Fusion Strike is an absolute incredible set. I think Fusion Strike is going to run and run and run, right? Like Chilling Reign is off the Pokemon Center right now, and we're seeing those booster boxes go up. I think Fusion Strike is going to be the next one to flip to sold out on the Pokemon Center, and I think this card and those Fusion Strike booster boxes are going to absolutely crush it. I love this card. I love the art. Pumped to have this one on the list. Now, you might be saying deja vu, but I could not do this card, right? Yes, it is another Mew alt art from Fusion Strike. This one is actually starting to break out a little bit now already, which is one of the reasons I wanted to make sure to put it on this list this month. But it hasn't really had that flat period that we saw from the first two cards, right? Like, we know this is a top graded Pokemon. We know Fusion Strike's amazing. Like, I already went through all of that, but it is on a pretty steady downward climb for the last year. But now on the graph on the right, the 3-year graph, it hit that hard low and it is starting to work its way back up. Now, no need to panic, no need to FOMO. I don't think this is going to go on a run for the next 6 months and we're all going to be sitting with regret. Like, why didn't I buy this at $25? But I think this is a really fair price for a really awesome card. I actually like this art better than the one on the previous slide. I love this art. I think it's a ton of fun. And you can actually get these in PSA 10 on eBay right now for under $100. So whether you want to go the raw route, whether you want to go to the PSA 10 route, I think this card has a very bright future ahead of it. I think it's already starting to make that turn up. And I love the way this graph has panned out over the last year. I think this card is absolute fire. And I'm going to be at MegaCon next weekend. And I guarantee you that I'm going to be looking to pick one of these bad boys up raw. So, all right, next one on the list right here. Now, here's a little backstory to this. A couple months ago, as I said, I do the Sword and Shield month over month. We noticed that Brilliant Stars singles cards were starting to pop off, right? And so we did this whole video on, listen, Brilliant Star singles are starting to get kind of crazy there. But then we also said these two cards, right, the Sylvan and the Umbreon, these trainer gallery cards, they weren't following the same path. And we said, hey, listen, these are behind the growth curve. This might be the time to get in on them because the rest of Brilliant Stars is showing a lot of strength and these cards haven't caught up. Well, what has happened since? Look at the Sylvan price chart on the left. The thing is starting to break out over the last 3 months. It has this steady climb up and to the right, up and down and up and down. But if you were to trend line that out, that is a really steady growth. Now, the Umbreon has not followed the same path. It has remained flat. So for me, this is not a knock on the quality of this card, the collectability of this card, or the awesomeness of this card. It simply tells me that other people are looking at the Sylveon. We've seen that Rainbow Charizard got really hot here. The alt art Charizard from Brilliant Stars. Like, there's just a lot of Brilliant Stars cards that are awesome, and I think they're getting all the love. I think this Umbreon is going to follow suit. I think this one is going to absolutely pop off. I love the artwork with it. I love the fact that Umbreon has got such big star power in the whole Sword and Shield era. So that's why this card is on the list, and that's why I think this one is absolutely poised for a big breakout here at some point. Now, the very next one, this is one I wasn't sure I was going to put on the list or not. I really kind of waffled on this one because Evolving Skies, all the star power is in that Moonbreon, right? It's in the Evolutions, right? And then you have it in that secret alt art Rayquaza there at the very, very top. So I don't know if there's enough room on the bench for this card to really make a strong run. But when you look at the price graph over the last month, it is absolutely skyrocketed. I mean, some of us forget that this was like a top 3, top 4 card in the Evolving Skies set for a long, long time before a lot of the Evolutions came and kind of stole its thunder. So the market has shown a huge amount of support for this. I love the fact that Rayquaza secret card is always going to be number 2. I don't think anything's going to dethrone that, right? Moon Kitty number 1, Rayquaza alt art secret number 2. And then this one, I think it's just, I love the artwork with it. I love everything about it. I think it could do it. But one of the things that gave me a little pause is I was looking at the Sun and Moon era too. Now, Sun and Moon has had a really strong run, right? Like, there's a lot of really expensive cards in the Sun and Moon era. And out of all of the Sun and Moon era sets, there's only 2 Sun and Moon sets that have more than 6 cards over $100, and one of them is Team Up. Now, Team Up was a whole different animal, right? Like, that was due to a really short print run, so the booster boxes are crazy expensive, the singles are crazy expensive, but this card ranks number 10 in the world of Evolving Skies. Like, when you look at the top 20 cards and their singles card prices, this is the 10th most expensive one. So as this set continues to age, how many $100 plus cards can Evolving Sky hold? I don't know the answer to that. I don't think there's any way to put some math to it and equate it, but that's my concern, is how many big hitters can we have from Evolving Skies? Now, I think Evolving Skies, we all know Evolving Skies is the big set from the Sword and Shield era, but I don't think it was short printed, right? I don't think we're going to see any kind of like crazy implications due to print run or supply or anything like that. So it's just going to be interesting to see, but I love the card, I love the art, and I thought this would be a really cool way to end this video, was having this one on here. And you know I like to end the videos with the flyer most of the time. So that's it. Those are the cards that I'm going after right now, I talk a lot about sealed product, but I'm really excited about these singles products. I'm really excited to have a convention here in Orlando next weekend where I can go and hopefully see some of them in person, maybe pick some up on the raw, and if I do, I will share it with you. And if you enjoyed this type of video, if you enjoyed the type of support that we provide for our picks, hey, listen, hit that subscribe button. If you have questions or comments, drop them down below. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Those 3 small things go a long way in helping my channel out. I appreciate you more than I can possibly say. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an epic one. Talk to you later. Bye.